I'm going to take a moment to show you how to change a PDF file into a digital worksheet using Google Slides. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm in my Google Drive right now, and I'm in the folder that I want this worksheet saved in. So to create it, I'm just going to right click and I'm going to choose Google Slides. It creates a Google slide, and the reason I started in Drive there was the simple fact that it now is saving this Google slide right in that folder. So it's doing the file management for me. We're going to do a worksheet with scatter plots. And the first thing that I need to do is make the Google slide the size of a sheet of paper. So to make that happen, I'm going to go to my File menu. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here to Page Setup. And when I get to Page Setup, I need to choose to do a custom size. Well, sheet of paper is 8.5, so 8.5 by 11. So I change the size of my slide to a sheet of paper. I hit apply, and now I've got a full sheet of paper that I can copy and paste a PDF file onto. I'm going to go ahead and click on the frames of these text boxes that are provided for me here. And as I click on them, I just simply hit the delete key on the keyboard to get rid of those. The next step is I want to get the PDF file open. I'm going to do that through, not through Google Drive, but through my network folder here. When I'm in my network folder, the worksheet that I want is right here. I have Adobe as my default PDF file program to open. If that is not the case with yours, I would suggest you'd go to Open With and choose Adobe Acrobat Reader to open up your PDF file. I'm going to click this arrow here just to maximize the size of my document, and we need to do three things on the Edit menu. I'm going to go to Edit. The first thing I'm going to do is take a snapshot. Next thing I'm going to do is go to Edit again and select All, or I could hit Control A. And then I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to choose to copy, or I could choose Control C. Now I've taken a picture essentially of that I've copied. It's on my clipboard. I now need to go back into my Google slide, and I'm going to choose to do Control V, and that pastes it in. Now I can use the sizing handles on the corners here to resize, maybe make it a little bit larger, and get it to fill up my sheet or my Google slide a little bit more. I'm going to use my arrow keys to slide it down a little bit. And now that I have it in place, what I want to do is right click on it, and I want to add this to the theme. When I add this to the theme, what that does is it makes it a part of the background. So when you click on it, I can't really work on that anymore. And so when the kids are working on the worksheet, they're not going to be able to move that around or delete it away. The next thing I'm going to do is just provide text boxes for them to put their answers in. I'm going to go ahead before I do that and zoom in to 100% so we can see a little bit better what we're doing. Here's my first question. It's just a multiple choice. So to insert a text box, I'm going to choose here. I'm going to just size it to whatever size I'd like to make it here. Doesn't need to be real big. And maybe make some changes to it. Like I like to make mine colored inside, just so it kind of highlights it so it's not a white sheet of paper. Some people, instead of doing that, maybe you would rather do a border around the outside. There's the border weight. Border color is right there. So if you want to do a border on the outside, you could do something like that as well and change how thick it is with this. So anyway, I've got my options set. I've got my text box set to go. Maybe I even make the color of the font inside a different color and even bold. Anyway, so I've taken care of editing that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just simply click on it. I'm going to hit Control C and Control V. Control C copied it, Control V pasted it. And I need that same text box down here on question number 2. So I add that down there to the bottom. Now, this is a 2-page worksheet. So to show you how to put the second page in, what we're going to do is go over here to New Slide with Layout. Now, you don't want to choose the same layout that this is in because that background would show up again. So I can choose any of these others. I'm going to choose section header. And when I do that, it comes up blank. It gives me this text box that I don't want, so I'm going to delete that off. Just for simplicity's sake to see this, we're going to zoom back to 50%. And I'm going to go back to my PDF file. And this PDF file is a 2-page document. So I'm going to scroll down to the second page. When I get down to the second page, I've already taken the snapshot, so I'm going to select all for this page. And then I'm going to once again copy it and go back to my Google slide. And the second page now is blank. So we're going to go here, Control V to paste that in. That part of the worksheet was not real large, so it's not taking up all that much space on my slide. I'm going to resize it here a little bit with the resizing handles. Use my arrows down to move it down just a little bit. And once again, like I did on the last one, I'm going to choose to right click. You got to do that right on the actual picture itself. And I'm going to scroll down and choose to add it to the theme. Once again, that freezes that as a part of the background, so kids can't make any changes to that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my text boxes back in. I'm going to go back to my first slide. Since I have the formatting how I want it, I'm going to click on one of those and hit Control C to copy it. Come back here and hit Control V and paste it in. And then I'm going to take that and move it in position of where I want it. This is more of an open response question, so you can just simply take your text box and you can resize it to whatever you want. If you'd like to, you can give them some instructions. So maybe on this one, they're writing the equation line for math, so I might tell them that I want them to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So write equation and y equals mx plus e form. And they could delete that out. I could put a message there to tell them to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do that for the sake of time here. And then once again, I need this same kind of a text box down below. So I'm going to hit Control C, Control V. I'm going to just side arrow over and use my arrows down, move that into place. And I have a little extra room here at the bottom, so I guess we could resize that and make it a little larger. But anyway, for any free response or multiple choice questions, anything that you want to do with a PDF file, you can simply make it into a worksheet with those steps. I hope that's helpful, and hopefully you make some digital worksheets that your kids can do on Google Classroom.